In the willful, intellectual, and emotional approaches to mystic experience, the ecstatic shrieks and vital enthusings are likely to occur and reoccur. The vivid sights and sudden rendings of the veils can be viewed as signs from heaven, wondrous miracles, or seedy tricks. All these phenomena, though indicative, are not in themselves very important. Such a darshan, although so extraordinary, is usually fleeting or dim because of the desires that still remain. Rarely do shrieks or groans of ecstasy occur in the passive clarification of either natural contemplation or simple mystic consummation. What is most conducive to the simple, calm dissolving of the veils is the effortless stilling of both mind and desire. The miracles of the promised land need not evoke rhapsodies when what is experienced is the gradual, natural, and unsensational unfolding of what is. In this simple, effortless, and living acceptance, there is no exaltation, but a calm, joyous awareness of becoming and begoing, of the rising and ceasing of all things, or rather, of the life which we are, bubbling playfully through its myriad forms. It becomes harmoniously easy to make the shift in consciousness away from the details of the moment to dwell in eternity. Similarly, when we return to that which we call actual and factual, in contrast to the true and real, there is hardly any effort or choice in this outward journey. No regret and no wish to hold or to have. The light is one there as it is here. We learn not to cling either to things or to ego memories, and dying becomes easy. True memory remains, and in the fullness of time, we learn to make a good death. As we mature and our wings of intuition grow stronger, the shifts in consciousness become easier and more natural. For those who have learned to shed ego consciousness, there is no need for rigid trances or even for solitude. Solitude is within, and the real is the most natural. The actual, the factual, and even ego antics are also modes of the real and can be seen as true, right, and inevitable on their own level and in their own time and place. Everything is part of the endless, unbroken perfection. Once everything is accepted livingly, all is forgiven. And there is nothing to forgive, nothing to regret. When we experience livingly that there is no detachment from what is real, there can no longer be any bonds of attachment or any fear of what is unfamiliar and unknown. The soul is freely at home in the one life, aware on various levels of the different modes of experiencing, but just as at home in ego noises, as in the mystic silence. There are many shapes of mystery, and all are good, even the devil. In the mode of unitive experiencing, we accept the various emphases and the changing hues. We accept them livingly, as our self at play. Death is also part of life, so why fuss and flutter? Why joy at arrival and then grieve at departure? Why shriek in joy and then shrink in fear? Only children who have ceased to be childlike and fellow pilgrims who have forgotten true memory must flutter in mental attachments by collecting memories. We can know livingly. We always have true memory, our prenatal natural wisdom. And this can be recollected at any time. This autobiographical ego scribble is simply a fragrance of my childhood's true memory, put into a muddle of words, a dis-ease of wordiness and of explaining. In the rich solitude of my childhood, life seemed a moving prayer, and so there was neither urge nor occasion for spoken prayer and praise. What was there to pray for? Who was there to be praised or worshipped in words? In childhood, I did not suffer from the dis-ease of wordiness. I did not dissipate. It is only necessary to communicate to one another when there is a sense of duality. Only as egos do we desire to support, to lean on, or to explain to one another in wordy nearness and in the illusion of sharing. Deep contemplation is eternal speech, while silence is unceasing eloquence. Speaking can only interrupt this language of the real. To the soul whose inner ear is attuned to the soundless voice in the silence, our wordy prayers for something or for somebody are not real enough. They pertain to the immature consciousness, to the blinkered state of duality. In the state of prayerfulness, all is well. Below the surface waves and the foam flecks of beautiful differences is the unefforted harmony of unifying rapport. Measure not in words the immeasurable. Sink not the string of thoughts into the fathomless. There is no chart for what is most enduring. Thoughts break, intellect is transcended, and lo, reality is again aware of itself. When the trickle of thought stops agitating the mind becomes like a clear and calm lake, It is ready to reflect the true word, the alone begotten Son of silence. Why try to make muddy water clear? Leave it alone, and by itself. It will soon clarify and reflect the sun and the starry heavens. The living intuitive wisdom, or direct experience of reality, is independent of symbols, thought, sensation, learning, education, position, or any of life's circumstances. When we transcend the questioning mind and our conceit of agency, we will then be open to the breath of heaven, the mighty voice of the silence within, and even to know our identity with the universal cosmic self. The mature ego grows calm and clear, and by itself, once still, dissolves. If the intellect says yes to this annihilation, the spirit will then travel free. However, if the silly, clever intellect wants to continually puzzle over whether this or that is or is not planned, it is then placing weights on that person's intuitive wings. What can the intellect know of things beyond itself? Its failures and its successes can only suggest and indicate that living beyondness, which is also within. And when it has finished suggesting, it may be quiet, like a good and well-used tool.